Okay, think we are live, and I didn't announce this event, so I don't know if anyone will show up. Um, and Essentially, the idea here is to just do a meditation. My dog hopefully won't interrupt. Yes, the dog wants to be part of it. Um, and um, the dog may be concerned because I'm talking to nobody. In any case, we're going to meld the tarot and maybe the I Ching, and some kind of question. Not purely spirituality, that my books go into that in a more pure form, but this is more about bringing spirituality into what we call a presenting issue. And I may get into some of the theory, but I'm going to try not to do that since the book covers that. And if you're interested in the book, you can just leave a comment and I can get in touch with you. So take 3 deep breaths, and then I'm just going to see if anyone's there. And if not, I'm recording this anyway. I'm going to pose a question. Okay, let's see if anyone's here. I think there's nobody. Okay, fair enough. All right, so I'll just do this for the recording then. So the dog barks. That's going to throw us off, but I think it's good to have a little bit of randomness in your environment, right? Otherwise, it's too controlled. Perhaps you've made your life a little too much in favor of the withdrawal, right? So we're in the world. We're not of the world. We're in the world, and so the question I'm going to ask has to do with what card or a message from the card can help me navigate what I'm going to be doing between June 28th and let's say August 1st. So just to let you know, I'm going to be taking various flights going to various different locations. If you're interested in why, I can share that with you. But in any case, it's going to be a lot of change in my life, and I want to know what card, something to either warn me or something to guide me or something to encourage me or some energy to reach out toward. And so I'm going to go with card that's on top, which is this one. Flip this way. Okay, I've seen this many times. So this one is the 7 of Pentacles, and I'll put it here. See if you can see that. Yeah. So with the 7 of Pentacles card, I'll just take a little bit of analysis and then I'll go into a meditation. Probably since there's nobody here and asking questions or commenting, I'm going to just do it in silence. Maybe meditate in silence for half an hour and see if anyone actually ever shows up. So I didn't promote this, like I said. So anyway, so he's looking at the left side of the tree of life. He's looking at the part of the tree of life where we're going into the individual, to the free child. At the higher levels of the tree of life, it's the positive free child. That's the part that is working with God to create a illusion. The illusion is that you're a person and that you have particular things that you have to solve. And you might say, well, that's suffering, that's attachment. Yes, but that's what God is looking to have as you. I'll be right back. Okay, has anyone arrived? Nope, not a single person. Okay, so um, anyway, for the recording. Um, so this figure is looking at the side of the tree of life associated with the free child, the positive free child level, and again, collusion with the divine to allow the divine to be asleep and pretending to be a person. And and this may suggest that I am too focused on that yang control, too focused on the delusion. And in those weeks between June 28th and August 1st is a opportunity to hand myself over and to not automatically assume, as most of us do, that I'm a person who is somehow the persecutor, rescuer, victim inside of a play, Cartman's Drama Triangle, but instead just the witness, um, seeing, acknowledging, forgiving, and emancipating with a compassionate beginner's mind whatever's arising. So I'm just going to type something in the message here. I'm going to say, ask a question. Now, if no one shows up, no one will be asking a question, but people might want to know what to do if they arrive. I haven't done this in a long time. Okay, so now I'm just going to meditate on this card, and I may say something, I may not. And then if no one shows up, then that's fine. Okay, there we go. Okay. for a very big part of my life, I wanted to express myself, to have people see how I saw the world, to help them, or to fix them, or to change them, or to ally with them. All of that is that very young energy. And in the planning and the imagining of this time period I'm speaking about from June 28th to August 1st, it's very much that kind of energy, all in order to defend against or to control possible futures. And it's something natural because to have the level of faith where you hand over your future, where you're only seeing your job is to see, acknowledge, forgive, emancipate with a compassionate beginner's mind, whatever thoughts come up about whatever emotions and thoughts and situations and self-image arise. That level of faith is elusive, and but yet it's our North Star. It's what we're aiming for. And so each time I think about how to control or predict how I'm going to feel, or how to optimize events. A little bit of that I think is fine, logical. You have to buy airplane tickets, you have to arrange housing, you have to make the connections for your objective. But what I'm talking about is constantly thinking about it. Like the figure who's not yet digging or already dug, he's got his chin on his hands on the shovel. He's just caught in the contemplation over what the hole he's digging is going to bring, or the mound that he's building is going to bring. But he's not actually doing it because it's in the future, right? June 28th has not arrived yet. And so the question for me, which has been on my mind and the card reintroduces, is how to be okay with uncertainty, to not need to define who I am and how I am, good or bad, and hand myself over to the other side of the tree, at least to some extent. That's the adaptive child. On the higher levels of the tree, positive adaptive child, it's simply an attempt to unify with God. So acting in opposition to the free child that's in delusion and allowing God to be asleep and play at being a human. Adaptive child's like, no, we want to just be unified with that opposite, with the immortal, with the infinite, with the finite brought together with the infinite. Whereas the other side, the free child side, the side that he's looking at in the card, is all about moving away from or toward other forms. So, the challenge with that side, at least at the lower level of consciousness, sphere 8, is conformity, and it's suppressing your own free will in order to be seen positively by others. And so I don't want that. But the energy of the positive adaptive child, which is conforming to limits out of love, out of a desire to unify with everything. Because when we defy limits, not always, but often when we defy limits, break rules, seek out on our own, set ourselves in contrast to others, we're acting in a desire for disunity. That's the very dream that the Lord is experiencing by being asleep as a human. It's disunity from the all. And that has implications for the negative free child, where you're just breaking rules and defying things, trying to escape and conquer, which can become problematic, especially when you're making big changes, and then one tends to dwell too much on the details of how to do that or what it's going to be like. It makes sense in some degree because you're acting against the negative adaptive child, which just wants to suppress your free will and your individuation and your individualization. So, when you get this card, in my opinion, it's really a sign to try to bring balance, sphere 6, to these two extreme opposites. Alexa, stop. And how do we do that? It's not a formula for it, but it's first acknowledging where you are, which is in the free child in this card, and in my own planning, predicting in the free child, how can I manage and control events so that I will be happy and not feel lost and confused and directionless, which by no coincidence, I'm sure, is the bardo, right? The bardo is the state. You have to call the child, return the bardo. Bardo is the state where you don't have direction, you don't have boundaries. So the free child is resisting that. It's trying to allow God to sleep as a person and experience boundaries and separation. Yes, it may be illusory, but it can't be experienced unless you don't know that you're God. But not knowing you're God, therefore you're grasping to have control and you have fear of what's going to come. It's just not just me, it's everybody. At least everybody's not awakened. So, yeah, so I think the meditation here, just for a few more minutes, or maybe just a minute, is about trying to find balance between these two sides of the tree. Okay, I'll try and make a recording and see how that goes, and then I'll be done with this candle. Thanks for listening. If you're out there, up to this far, nobody is.